I think one of the biggest reasons some women keep getting played has nothing to do with men. I think it has everything to do with how emotionally available we are to everything. Every comment, every disappointment, every betrayal, everything deserves an immediate response. And I think that's where we lose. Because sometimes the strongest move isn't reacting, it's repositioning. Hey guys, if you're new here, my name is Nancy Glow, and on this channel, I share reflections on womanhood, self-awareness, personal growth, intentional living, and everyday life. Sometimes that looks like fashion, beauty, and lifestyle content, and other times it looks like conversations like this, where we take everyday situations and use them as a lens to better understand ourselves and the world around us. Because I'm less interested in what happened and more interested in what happened reveals about us. And if conversations like this are your thing, make sure you hit subscribe and also click that notification bell so you get notified when new videos come out. Now let's get into today's conversation. One of the things I've always admired about a lot of men, and yes, I know not all men, is what I call the art of Stoicism. In the middle of chaos, they're just cool, calm, collected. Now, I'm not saying they don't have emotions. I'm saying that many of them seem better at separating what they feel from what they decide to do. And I honestly think that if more women mastered that skill, we would be unstoppable. Because what I observe most times with us, whether it's social media or real life, is that we're very reactive. Something happens and we immediately respond instead of just sitting back, assessing the situation and thinking through the possible outcomes and asking ourselves, what outcome do I actually want? Because depending on how you move, you're going to get a different result. So recently, I've been watching a creator who is going through a very public divorce. She's newly postpartum, has 2 beautiful children. And before I say anything else, I don't know these people personally. I'm simply observing what they've chosen to make public. And honestly, my heart goes out to her. Postpartum is already hard enough. Like, it's no joke. I couldn't imagine navigating that while also going through a divorce. But what caught my attention wasn't even the divorce. It was how differently the two of them seemed to be moving. From what was shared publicly, it seemed like she was responding in real time. The posts, the captions, the subliminals, the little hints here and there without ever fully telling us the story. Then I looked at him. Throughout the entire process, you hardly hear from him. Maybe 1 or 2 posts, very curated, very intentional. Almost like every post was leading somewhere. Then one day he posted about being a single father, working a full-time job, raising kids by himself. And I said, boy. And I remember laughing because I told a friend of mine, I said, oh shoot, this man is about to capitalize. Let their brand deals begin. I kid you not. That's exactly what happened. And although I was kind of like, this guy, I had to sit back and I realized I can't even be mad at it. Because whether we agree with it or not, he seemed to know the outcome he wanted. Every decision appeared to move him towards that outcome. That is what caught my attention. Not who was right, not who was wrong, the strategy. The people who come out stronger after difficult situations aren't always the people who hurt less. Sometimes they're simply better at directing their energy. They're asking, what outcome do I actually want? Instead of, what emotions do I need to express right now? Because those are 2 completely different questions. Your emotions deserve to be felt, but they don't always deserve a microphone. Sometimes they deserve therapy. Sometimes they deserve prayer. Sometimes they deserve a journal. Sometimes they deserve a close friend, but they don't always deserve a public response. And to me, that's emotional intelligence. Not pretending that you don't care, not suppressing your emotions, but deciding where your emotions belong. And here's what I've been asking myself lately. When life hurts me, am I actually trying to solve the problem, or am I just trying to relieve the emotion? Because those are 2 completely different things. One changes the situation, the other simply gives temporary relief. And I oftentimes wonder how many opportunities we've missed because we reacted before we repositioned. I've seen this happen more than once. Different situations, same principle. The women who I admire the most aren't women who never cry. They aren't women who never hurt. They're women who know where to channel their energy. Do I think they weren't hurting? Absolutely not. I can almost guarantee they were falling apart behind closed doors. But publicly, they understood something. Eyes are on me right now. And instead of allowing the situation to consume me, I'm going to get up and keep moving. Capitalize off of it in the right way, in the best way, in a way that actually puts you on top and shows that you are above all this little stuff beneath you. Some people may disagree with that, but that's okay. I admire the discipline because purpose didn't stop just because pain showed up. And of course, I'm not in their shoes. I'm not living their life, but I do understand life. And if I was going through something like this, I would want a friend that would advise me. And this is the advice I'd want her to give me. Get to work. Get dangerously serious about what you want out of life. Then ask yourself, what outcome do I actually want? What has God already placed in your hand? What gifts have you been neglecting? What opportunities are sitting in front of you right now because everybody's watching? Then let every decision flow from those answers. Don't let your pain distract you from your purpose. While eyes are on you, show the world what God put inside of you, not just what happened to you. The world needs to experience your gifts. Of course, cry, pray, journal, go to therapy, scream if you have to, heal. Then when it's time to make decisions, get to work. Those are just my thoughts. I genuinely would love to hear yours. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. And if conversations like this are your thing, don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to hit that notification bell. Because around here, we're building beautiful lives on purpose, one conversation at a time. Until next time. Okay, bye.